DJ Ty from agiprodj.com. Today we're bringing you a video on Serato Scratch Live interfaces. 2 years and 2 weeks ago, almost to the date, this little box was released, announced on April Fool's Day, and we got call upon call and email upon email. And a lot of people like to see us as experts on the product, and we really appreciate that. Now we've got Serato releasing 2 new interfaces almost simultaneously. The SL2 just started shipping. The SL4 is going to be shipping in just a few days, and we literally are getting questions almost on the hour, if not faster, on these products, a comparison, how they stack up against each other, which one is better, a better application for another. So what we wanted to do is kind of a comparison video, a versus video of the 3 Scratch Live interfaces that are in release right now. The SL1 has been discontinued and replaced by the SL2. As you can see here, it's rather small. I mean, if you look at the size compared to an SL3, it's definitely smaller. So this is the SL2 interface. Innovations that's happened on it between the SL1 is it's USB 2.0 now versus 1.1 on the SL1. No more hardware throughs. The through is all done through the software, and it also has an updated USB 2.0 port with the locking USB that gives you a little more strength in that USB port. No chance of it wiggling, coming disconnected or actually broken. So this is the SL2. What packs in the box is the SL2 interface. You get 2 control vinyl, 2 control CD, installation CD, quick start guide, and a manual. You also get RCA cables and a USB cable to go along with it. This box will give you 2 decks of Scratch Live control. 2. You can use it with a USB controller, a MIDI controller, or you can also use it with timecode using the inputs, and then the outputs connect to your mixer. Also includes a grounding plug, so you can connect a turntable ground to it if it's necessary. And then you also have a switch that you can switch between CD and phono, so that gives you the ability to choose what kind of input you have on if you're using timecode. Now there is only one switch, and so you can't have independent. You can't do turntable on one side and CD on another side like you can on the other interfaces. There's also a jack for an optional power supply that you can purchase from us as well, in case you want to have the ability to switch back and forth between DJs and switch the laptops on and off. Granted, you'll have to go to another source, but the Scratch Live interface will keep the through device playing if it's plugged into AC power. There's also an optional bag that looks very similar to this that would give you plenty of room to put the SL2 in and your USB cable, so that would give you room there as well. So that would be an option for the SL2. This thing maps out at $499. This is again replaced the SL1. It's a price drop of about 40 bucks to the end user, to the customer. So $499 on the SL2. On to the next one up in the set. This is the SL3. SL3 gives you 3 channels, up to 3 channels of waved control in Serato Scratch Live. You can use timecode input as well, left deck, right deck, and then the aux deck can do a number of different things, but you can also use this as a 3rd deck in the Scratch Live software, and then your 3 outputs that connect to your mixer. Typical uses that you can use for this aux input and output, you can use it as the output could be the 3rd deck in Serato Scratch Live, which would go into another channel in your mixer. One thing to also point out was kind of revolutionary with the SL3 when it came out is that this auxiliary input gave you the ability to actually record your master mix out of your mixer back into the Scratch Live software, and many people said, well, what's the big deal? The SL1 box had a mic input on it, and you could use it as a line. That's granted, it's a mono input. The fidelity of these new interfaces is so much beyond what the SL1 was. These are all 44.1 capable. This SL4 is actually 48K and 96 cable. We're going to touch on that in just a minute. SL3 and SL2 are 44.1 and 48K capable. All 24-bit interfaces now as well. So the sound you're going to get out of the SL2 is definitely going to be much, much closer, if not right on, to the SL3. And as we all know, this is audiophile quality right here. It also has a single USB 2.0 input in it. It's that orange tight-fitting locking USB port, wiggle resistant, much less prone to damage. You also have the included power supply that comes with universal world adapters in it as well. That ships with the SL3, and you plug that in there. The reason you would actually use that power supply is in case you wanted to switch between DJs. It keeps the software throughs, which are actually controlled in the software and flipped on the box. It keeps those through ports active, so as you're playing a piece of regular vinyl or a regular CD, you can actually unplug the USB cable from one computer and then plug it back into the SL3 box from another computer. Another thing that's unique on the SL3 is you have these dip switches, and as I mentioned on the SL2, you've got one. So your inputs for timecode input are either going to be only CD or only phono. You can't switch them up, but on the SL3, you do have the ability for all three decks to choose either phono or line, so that's there. You've got two grounding plugs that you can connect the grounds to your turntables, and again, these are all the inputs. Outputs are on the other side. This is a USB 2.0, up to 3 channels of Scratch Live audio. Comes with Scratch Live interface, the UDG bag, USB cable, power supply, quick start guide, manual, USB cables, 2 pieces of timecode control CDs, and 2 pieces of timecode control vinyl. So that's the Rane SL3 interface. On to the one that is the topic of discussion these days, and big, huge thank you to Rane. Mike May, you are the man. Got us an SL4 interface so we can bring these videos to you and give you some information. Make sure you check out our other video. We're actually going to show this thing running with Scratch Live, using CDs, using turntables, MIDI controllers. We're going to switch it up between 4 decks. We'll go down to 2. We'll switch off to Rick's laptop. So we'll show you how all that hardware transitioning works with the interface. But this is the SL4. It's actually a 20-channel sound card because you've got 4 sets of outputs, 4 sets of inputs, and then you have, again, that aux deck, and what you can use that for is auxiliary input. You can record your mix of all 4 channels of Scratch Live. Your output can be assigned to the SP6 sample player, so you do have an individual channel of where you can have the samples play out of on the card. Really unique thing about the SL4 is that it's actually 2 independent audio interfaces that can be split in half. You have 2 USB cables that are packed with the interface, and to get 4 decks of Scratch Live audio out of one computer, you would connect both of these USB cables to one computer. It does have also the ability to switch back and forth between phono and line. You have a grounding plug, and then you also have an LED illumination for the through inputs, because again, those are software controlled, but there is an LED illumination there as well. On the other side, there's a power supply socket. Power supply is included with the SL4, and also this box is capable. It's 24-bit audio, and then it's 48K or 96K. So this is an incredibly high-quality audio interface that has the ability to use with Scratch Live and other software applications as well. And as I mentioned, it's 2 separate sound cards, so you could connect one interface to one computer and run Scratch Live on that. The other interface could be connected to a second laptop running Serato Scratch Live, and then you have the ability with one sound card you can use with the bridge, which connects the 2 together, and that's just mind-blowing technology right there. There's some amazing stuff you can do with the bridge, so definitely check that out if you're a registered user of Ableton Live. You get the bridge for free that connects the 2 pieces of software together, and this is definitely an all-in-one interface. Gives you 2 decks or 4 decks. Again, 24-bit, 4896 quality. I should also mention that all 3 of the interfaces have core audio and ASIO drivers. And what does that mean to you? These boxes can be used as software interfaces for other audio applications besides Serato Scratch Live. So core audio for the Mac, ASIO drivers for the PC, and those are ready to go and shipping with the interfaces right now. So the SL4 includes the box, the UDG bag, 2 USB cables, universal power supply. It also includes, and this is just the SL2 manual, but manual quick start guide. You get 4 control CDs because this is a 4-channel Scratch Live interface, and you also get 4 pieces of black control vinyl that ships with the SL4 as well. So that's our comparison between the SL2, the SL3, and the SL4. Big thanks to everybody up in Washington at Rane for making great hardware, and huge thanks to everybody down in New Zealand at Serato for making fantastic DJing software. You guys have raised the bar. There's a lot of choices in here. set out here with these 3 products, and along with choices becomes options and questions. And that's where we're different. You have questions, we're here to answer those before the sale, and we're here to answer them after the sale. And that's what makes us different. Our reputation precedes us. That's what we hang our hat on. That's what agiprodj is all about. Our job isn't to sell thousands of these and pump boxes out the door and drop everybody on their heads when they're done. What our job is to take the time to listen to get you the right product. And we hope this video has helped you out and maybe choose the right product in the Serato Scratch Live family. On behalf of everybody else here at agiprodj.com, I'm DJ Ty. Thanks so much for watching.